A Study in Scarlet. Part 2, Chapter 6. After his dramatic arrest, Jefferson Hope surprisingly turns cooperative. At the police station, he expresses his willingness to confess everything, despite warnings it will be used as evidence against him. When Watson examines Hope, he discovers that the man is suffering from a fatal aortic aneurysm, likely a result of his arduous life in the mountains. Realizing he has little time left, Hope insists on giving his full account. He begins by declaring his unwavering conviction that Drebber and Stangerson deserved to die for what they did to Lucy and her father. Though the long years made a legal case impossible, Hope appointed himself their judge, jury, and executioner. Hope details how he survived in London through work as a cabbie while doggedly searching for his prey. After 2 weeks of constant surveillance, he finally spotted an opportunity when Drebber and Stangerson had a drunken falling out, going their separate ways. Hope seized his moment for revenge. He describes how years ago, while working as a janitor at a college, he stole some powerful poison that a professor had distilled from an arrow tip. He explains how he put the poison in identical pills, planning to give his victims a fatal game of chance, a poetic means of execution. On the fateful night, Hope picked up an inebriated Drebber and took him to the house on Brixton Road. There he revealed his identity and presented Drebber with the pills, one poisoned and one harmless, forcing him to choose. Drebber picked the poisoned pill and died quickly in agony, a wedding ring held before his eyes. On a whim, Hope dipped his finger in his own nosebleed and scrawled "Rach" on the wall to misdirect investigators, recalling a famous murder case in New York. On his way out, Hope was confronted by a constable, but escaped suspicion by feigning drunkenness. The next morning, Hope scaled the wall of the hotel where Stangerson was staying. He awoke Stangerson and again offered a deadly choice. But Stangerson tried to fight him off, and Hope stabbed him in self-defense. Regardless, Hope believes Stangerson would have chosen the poisoned pill anyway, as Providence would never have allowed his guilty hand to pick out anything but the poison. Hope intended to continue working as a cabbie to save money for a return to America, but he was surprised to be summoned by Holmes's advertisement and walked into the trap. Still, he seems to harbor no resentment toward his captors. Holmes asks about the person who actually showed up for the ring, and Hope winks, saying he doesn't want to get anyone else in trouble, but that his friend had done the job smartly. As the chapter concludes, the police inspector notes that Hope will be brought before the magistrates on Thursday for a formal hearing. Watson and Holmes then depart the station to return to Baker Street. This lengthy chapter serves as the climax of the story, with Jefferson Hope finally taking center stage to deliver his own narrative. His grim life story puts the strange events of the novel into context while raising complex moral questions. Hope's zealous pursuit of justice by any means is portrayed with a certain sympathy, as is his deep devotion to Lucy. Yet his coldly calculated poisoning of Drebber and brutal stabbing of Stangerson complicate his image as a heroic avenger. The link to Holmes's trap with the ring neatly connects the flashback to the opening chapters. With Hope's full confession delivered, the stage is set for the novel's denouement.